Hello you wonderful people, Connor Whitmore here again with another video for you on the Nawtystep channel, and today I'm going to be doing a live review of the new remix EP of Kompany's track Feel It All. First live review of 2021, Never Say Die, quick off the blocks with this one for their first release of the year. I wasn't massive on the original, I have to be honest, I didn't get much from it at all, but some very exciting names here that can hopefully unleash something new in it in that original. And yeah, just the three tunes here, I'm hearing all of them for the first time. I'm going to provide comment along the way. Yeah, let's go. First up here we have the Must Die remix of Feel It All. Yeah, let's check it. Lovely punch to that. Love that beat. Ooh. Sound is really rounded and full, colourful. Vintage Must Die. It's good. It's good shit. Oh, here we go. Oh! Oh! Woo! Oh shit! Oh! Oh, that is mean, man. Oh! Yeah. Really enjoying that. Oh, that's good. Production, crisp, clean, defined. The idea's riveting, and it's colourful as well. Like, it's got all these little trancey moments weaved into it as well. Oh, I'm liking that. I'm liking that a decent amount so far. See, I'm liking the vocal with that background. Works really well. Fat fake out. Yeah. Oh, it's just sizzling, man. Just like bubbling at the surface. Just, oh, so grisly. Oh! Oh, that is so good. That fucks me up, man. It just gets right under your skin and just bubbles away. Oh, that is some savage shit, man. I love it. But, you know, savage without going over the top. Do you know what I mean? Like, the idea isn't ostentatious or doesn't go overboard or do too much. It keeps it quite to itself, quite contained, but the definition and quality of the sound just makes it so good. Like, you could feel it. You could feel it becoming a part of you. Well, I could anyway when I just heard it there on the speakers. And the stuff I've mentioned already, just grisly, riveting, just gets right under your skin. You know, it almost feels uncomfortable because it's so alive and real and present, do you know what I mean? And the design of it is so savage and grisly and twisted that, yeah, it just kind of overwhelms you in a way, but in a good way. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that, you know, just after that first listen, of course, just one listen, but that's probably my favourite Must Die track since Chaos. I'm just gonna say it. The introduction developed really well, and yeah, I mentioned it before, but just felt so whole and full and rounded and colourful and punchy. Really set up the drops well, and the builds as well, I would say. And we also got the builds, I think, showcasing the vocal working really well with what has become a kind of trademark for him. You know, that trancey and reaching up to the heavens kind of intergalactic futuristic gleam that he's got going on. And, you know, last year, 2020, I liked the majority of his ideas, but I didn't think they quite came through with the production. There was just a little something lacking there, like the production, or the percussion, sorry, not quite being sharp enough, being a bit flat, or some sounds not quite working in with the idea like they should have. But here, I mean, it all coheres so well and delivers such an emphatic and just powerful product. You guys that know the channel well, you'll know that I like to say, well, if it's naughty, then you know, and that's just basically a way of saying if the music is really powerful for you, then it will move you straight away, and you'll know right away from hearing it for the first time. and that is exactly what I've got here, the experience I've had here. It really hits hard and it's doing the right stuff. So again, yeah, one that I'm excited to hear again and again, and allow it to kind of reveal more layers to me as I do hear it again and again. But yeah, that is that's a good starter, and the other two have got quite the act to follow. And after that, we have the Ulyssile remix of Feel It All. Okay, let's go. Very bright, liking that. Oh, that was a build. Was it the build? This song's a bit mad, you know. I'm not quite sure what direction it's going to go in. It's kind of dipping in and out of being really clean and then being quite distant with the production overall. Quite an interesting choice, and yeah, I think, you know, not that particularly easy on the ear, but quite inventive, quite different, I think. That bit's sick. I love that. Ooh. Okay, interesting. So, about 20 seconds to go. I'm gonna have to say that's one of the most interesting tracks I've heard in quite a while in terms of formula and structure. Like, it didn't adhere at all to your kind of standard run-of-the-mill formula and, yeah, structure. It was just, I'm trying to kind of wrap my head around what I just heard, because it was so different and out there in terms of its progression and the combination of different sequences and sections. I really like that about it. Like, you didn't really have any idea where it was going to go or what it was going to do. Like, it got to the end and I was just assuming it was going to do, well, there was going to be another drop, but we got quite a heavy moment before that, which was a kind of replica of the first build, which seemed like a drop in the first place, but ended up becoming a build. And then, yeah, we got that again, and we got a heavy moment in that, and I was like, wow, he's really ramping it up here. But then it just turned out that it was ending like that, and I was like, wow, that's just a really clever and inventive way for it to end in that way. I'm kind of baffled by it, if I'm being honest. Like, it's kind of toying with my understanding of what's normal for this kind of music. A couple of moments where he reverts to his kind of more distant approach, where the percussion in particular just isn't that sharp and fresh, but I think that's in the minority here, if I'm being honest. You know, we get a lot of stuff, in particular, weirdly enough, in those build moments where the sound is just so full on and shiny and bright and just together, you know. It doesn't really feel like it's, you know, distant, as I was mentioning before. It just has a really, again, close and intimate feel to it, which allows you to properly feel the production and the idea in unison, as opposed to them being distant or separate or not quite functioning together, if you know what I mean. Not a tune I'm in love with, but I think, again, one that will just reveal more of itself as I hear it again. And a lot of factors about it I did really like. The good just about outweighing the not so good. So, yeah, decent from Ulyssile. And again, I would have to say, one of my favourites of his for a while. You know, I wasn't massive on his stuff from last year, so that shows for me a proper picking up of his style. The production just a lot better on the whole for me personally. So, yeah, pretty decent. And finally, we have the Akeos and Sizzy remix of Feel It All. Yep, here we go. Final one. Let's go. Sometimes feel like I'm in over my head. This part of the vocal, I'm just not that big on, if I'm being honest. Oh, gonna bring some flavour here, I can tell, I can feel it. Oh! Oh! Oh shit! Fucking hell. Oh my fucking god, man. Need a bit of a breather after that. The brightness of Aekios and the savagery of Sizzy, just like a perfect little baby being made right there. How do you follow that up? What's gonna happen in this second half? Those little wubba 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 wub. My heart was just pounding out of my chest for the whole thing. Like, the thing is with ideas like that, they can so easily go over the top, be too overblown, not only with the idea, but also with the production. And it just, you know, it sounds like them. And if it does sound like them, then it's going to have a pretty refined feel to it. And the idea is going to be engaging, which I think we get here. Yeah, I mean, in terms of the heaviness, that first drop was just an absolute whirlwind. Like, it just fucking hits you from that very first moment. It's it kind of feels like, to me anyway, I could be wrong here, but it feels like the sound design of Sizzy and the note placement of Aekios. I mean, yeah, I could be wrong, but that feels to me like the way that their styles meshed and combined here. The second drop, from what I remember, didn't feel quite as enthralling, you know, not quite as full on and in your face, but I appreciated the change that they went through. It wasn't the same, they switched it up, and I think massive props for that. Beyond that, I really liked how the introduction and midsection and their following builds just completely demented and twisted the overall feeling and vocal from the original. You know, originally in that tune, Feel It All, it's quite uplifting and just full of feeling and colour and hope, and the way that they just gave it this haunting feel and made it feel really uncomfortable and, yeah, again, twisted and just a bit not pleasant, basically, but in a good way. I really enjoyed that. Not the most exceptional tune that I've heard from either of them, but I think they did a good job, especially considering that it is a collaboration and collaborations can be difficult. So another pretty decent tune there to finish off from Aekios and Sizzy with the Feel It All remix EP. But yeah, overall, I mean, just a really nice, tidy little remix EP, if I'm being honest. Very high quality, you know, some really good ideas here, I think, and a lot of ingenuity on show. Some ideas I think that I like more than others, but, you know, that's inevitable. And I think the most important point here is that the baseline of quality, you know, the kind of standard, is very, very high in the three tunes we get. Something else I wanted to note on was the use of vocal. You know, this wasn't a vocal that I was that massive on going into it from the original, but I think these remixes do unleash it in good ways, you know, in nice ways, ways that I didn't really think were possible, having heard that original vocal. I also think that I'm happy that there wasn't more of them here, if I'm being honest. You know, maybe could have had one more to make it a nice round 4, but I think that would be potentially, you know, you'd run the risk of diluting the good that we get here, you know. Ideally, I want to listen to the EP from start to finish, you know, that's what makes a good EP, and you just run the risk, if you include another, of it not quite matching up to the other three, which I think are all pretty good in their own ways. So just before I go, I'm going to say that my favourite here so far, after one listen, my pick would have to be the Must Die, the opener. Yep, a lot going for it. Riveting, great ideas, great production, and it feels like him in full flow. So that is my pick. But yeah, overall here, a solid EP. But yeah, there we have it. My views, my opinions, my instant reaction to the remix EP of Feel It All by Kompany. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. What did you guys make of the EP? Do you have a favourite of the three? Drop all of your views, thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. But beyond that, subscribe if you're yet to, hit the notification bell along the way, and my social media accounts and Discord are linked below. But yeah, keep it naughty. If it's naughty, then you know. And I shall see all of you legends in the next one. An announcement which will be coming tomorrow. So yeah, watch out for that. But yeah, until then, peace.